Welcome to the Mugiwara Sketches YouTube channel, buddy. In today's video, we've got a theory that's been buzzing around the One Piece community, the possibility that Whitebeard was a member of the recently revealed Buccaneer race. Stick around as we explore the hints dropped by Oda and the implications this theory might have for the future of the series. Whitebeard is one of the major One Piece characters who was at the forefront of things during the Paramount War saga. This legendary pirate was once known to be a rival to the likes of Gold D. Roger, and he held the title of the strongest man in the world at one point. Whitebeard was a major threat to the world government, and his powers, as far as fans know, largely stemmed from his incredibly overpowered devil fruit, which was believed to be strong enough to destroy the entire world. Recently, Oda has revealed a new race in the world of One Piece, called the Buccaneer race, and it appears that Whitebeard might actually have been a member of this secret race that is connected to the sun god Nika. Part 1. Whitebeard's incredible strength. Whitebeard was quite easily one of the strongest people in the entire One Piece world. He held enough strength to make it to the rank of Yonko, and even among the four emperors, he was extremely special. Whitebeard was born on Sphinx Island, which is a very poor place in the New World. He had to grow up in poverty and had to fend for himself. It is unknown how exactly Whitebeard went to the sea. However, he certainly did and ended up becoming a powerful pirate. He also joined with Rox at some point and became his underling at some point. However, while he was officially a subordinate, Whitebeard did not recognize the authority of Rox, which just goes to show his spirit as a king himself. Whitebeard was incredibly skilled as a fighter, and fans have seen a display of that during the Marineford arc. However, that version of Whitebeard was actually far beyond his prime. In his prime, Whitebeard was certainly one of the strongest to have ever lived, being capable enough to match even the former pirate king, Roger himself. In fact, at the beginning of the series, it was believed that Whitebeard was the only pirate alive who had tied a battle with Roger, and that speaks for itself. With his incredibly overpowered devil fruit that could destroy the entire world, and an incredible haki, along with tremendous physical strength, one can see why Whitebeard was the strongest man in the world. However, now, it appears that Whitebeard might actually have had connections to the Buccaneer race, which would also then explain his strength in many ways. Part 2. Oda's hints at Whitebeard's race. The Buccaneer race was revealed recently in One Piece in the flashback of the character Bartholomew Kuma. Fans know this race to be incredibly special, mostly due to the ties it has with the sun god Nika. It is believed that the lore of Nika has been passed down the Buccaneer line, and they might actually be somewhat close to this legendary warrior of liberation. It is also possible that the former warrior of liberation stemmed from the Buccaneer race itself, and that, when revealed, was certainly shocking to the fans. The most interesting aspect about those of the Buccaneer race is that they are astoundingly big. Members of the Buccaneer race are not as big as the giants, however, they are not as small as humans either. Usually, people in the One Piece world can be absurdly massive. However, the Buccaneer folk take this to the next level. Kuma stands at over 22 feet in height, and which is remarkably large. Curiously, Whitebeard himself was also over 22 feet and around the same height as Kuma, which certainly raises an eyebrow. Moreover, when comparing the body type of both, Kuma and Whitebeard appear to be quite similar. Even when they were kids, they had a similar build, and as they grew older, the similarities grew as well. Even their jaws and their faces look quite similar, and one can see how Whitebeard could end up being a member of the Buccaneer race. Those with the Buccaneer bloodline are known to have the blood of the giants in them, which might explain why they are incredibly overpowered. Whitebeard possessed tremendous haki and devil fruit abilities. However, his physical strength was also top-notch, and that is certainly something that is worth noting. As such, Whitebeard meets every single criterion for being a Buccaneer. Recently, in One Piece chapter 1100, Oda dropped another major hint pertaining to the idea of Whitebeard being a Buccaneer. So far, fans had only drawn connections based on their physical appearance and the fact that the height of these characters was rather similar along with their builds. The author had drawn no connection between these two so far. However, that changes with One Piece chapter 1100, where Oda drew a comparison between Whitebeard and Kuma. After Kuma is given the position of Shichibukai, this news is spread all over the world. Alvida, who, at this point, is in the East Blue with Kobe on her ship, looks at this remarkable poster and comments on the fact that Kuma is just as massive as Whitebeard in terms of size. This is a very astute observation, and the fact that Oda put this in there was certainly because he wanted to drop a hint about the connection between Kuma and Whitebeard. It is almost certain now that Kuma and Whitebeard belong to the same race, and that is the Buccaneer race that exists in the One Piece world. Part 3. Was Whitebeard a Buccaneer? While nothing can be said for sure just yet, the theory suggesting Whitebeard to be a Buccaneer is growing with each passing day. This theory could also have some interesting implications for the future of One Piece, even though Whitebeard is dead. This could come into play when Oda finally reveals the final meeting that Roger had with Whitebeard. Roger shared the legend of Joy Boy with Whitebeard and, perhaps, at this point, Whitebeard could have revealed to Roger what he knows about Nika himself. At the same time, Finds also know that Whitebeard was certainly aware of the presence of gods who lived atop the Red Line 400 years ago, in the form of the Lunarians. It appears that Whitebeard was certainly very aware of the fact that gods existed in the One Piece world long ago, and especially when he used a drink. He would blurt out this information to his pirate crew. Furthermore, another interesting angle the story can take with this plotline is in regards to Edward Weevil, Whitebeard's son. Unsurprisingly, Weevil is exactly around the same height as the members of the Buccaneer race Kuma and Whitebeard. This would mean that Weevil himself is a Buccaneer as well, and his strength has been compared to Whitebeard directly. This would also mean that he has giant's blood flowing through his veins, and the same blood that Whitebeard possesses as well. Given that Weevil is going to be an incredibly important plot point in the future of the story, fans will most definitely find out more about Whitebeard being a Buccaneer. Summary and highlights. Whitebeard was one of the strongest characters in the One Piece world, with incredible physical strength, haki, and a devil fruit capable of destroying the entire world. Recent hints from Oda suggest that Whitebeard may actually be a member of the Buccaneer race, a special race connected to the sun god Nika known for their large stature. The theory that Whitebeard is a Buccaneer is growing, with implications for the future of One Piece, including a potential connection to the legend of Joy Boy and the character Edward Weevil. Let's keep an eye on Oda's future chapters for more clues about the Buccaneer race and its connection to the strongest man in the world. What are your thoughts on this theory? Share them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more One Piece theories and discussions. Thank you very much for visiting the Mugiwara Sketches YouTube channel, buddy. We hope you enjoy our funny sketch videos and anime reviews. Don't forget to subscribe to continue joining us on our joyful journey in the world of anime. If you have any wishes, questions, or suggestions for our next videos, feel free to express your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for your support, and until we meet again. See you next time, buddy. What is One Piece anime? One Piece is a manga and anime story about a young boy named Monkey D. Luffy who wants to be the king of the pirates in the world. As a child, he eats a devil fruit, a strange plant that makes him able to stretch like rubber. Before the show starts, Luffy goes out into the world for the first time and starts to gather a group of pirates. The main group grows over time, but it starts with Luffy, Nami the Navigator, and a swordsman named Roronoa Zoro. At some point, Luffy and his friends are known as the Straw Hat Pirates, and they go on many exciting adventures across the ocean. One Piece is a lot of fun because it's silly. Luffy goes from island to island around the world in the series. Each island has its own setting and theme. It's a pretty fantastical world full of animals that look like people, live skeletons, and other delightfully strange things. Within moments the group is in a winter scene, and the next they are on a tropical island full of giants. The show is full of silly and bright details. For example, Zoro holds a sword in his mouth, a scary military boss wears a cute bulldog hat, and people don't use phones to talk to each other instead. They use special transponder snails that can send and receive messages. Luffy is a carefree person who just wants to eat a tasty meal and laugh at bad jokes. Even though there are some funny parts in the series, a lot of One Piece is about freedom. During his travels, Luffy often takes up guns to help his friends and encourages others to do the same against pirates and government-backed military occupations. The characters in Luffy and his crew get stronger with each fight, which is typical for shonen manga. A lot of the story is about how Luffy beats a problem that seemed impossible to solve and finds some kind of secret power. After each fight, Luffy and his team get stronger and move closer to his main goal, which is to find the One Piece. Why is it called One Piece? The first part of both the manga and the anime shows that Pirate King Gold D. Roger is telling the truth about the mythical wealth called the One Piece. One Piece is the name of the show because Luffy wants to find the One Piece and become the next Pirate King. One of Luffy's main goals in the show is mentioned in the show's title. What is the One Piece? The answer to this question is still one of the biggest secrets in the series. It's been more than 1,000 episodes, and we still don't know what One Piece is. We know that the One Piece is the name of the treasure that Gold D. Roger collected on his travels because of details in the manga. We still don't know a lot about the treasure, though. There are a lot of ideas from fans about what the One Piece is, but we still don't know what it is or even if it's real. The One Piece could just be the friends Luffy makes along the way.